And now it's time for
the Pinball Show. The Pinball Show.
Hey everybody, I'm Bobby.
And I'm Rose.
And welcome to the Pinball Show.
Your monthly inside scoop on digital pinball from Zen Studios.
And although we're not announcing any new games today, we're diving deep in Pinball FX.
That's right. Mel will be with us with an in-depth interview to answer a lot of your questions about the game. And we have our first special guest on the show today. Dead Flip will be joining us later.
I love Dead Flip. I got to meet him at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, and he's a lot taller in person. I miss stuff like Star Wars Celebration.
I know. I've been really missing all of the shows like PAX and GDC and, DreamHack. Well, until they open back up, we're just going to have to enjoy all of the new and amazing games that have been coming out.
And speaking of new games, I hear you got the inside scoop on Pinball FX.
I sure did. We gathered a lot of questions from our viewers and community at large, and I brought them straight to Mel. And I'm happy to say that we got a lot of answers. So let's go ahead and jump into that now. Hi everyone, help me in welcoming today's special guest, the COO of Zen Studios, Mel Kirk.
Hey Rose, it's good to be here with you today and everyone watching the show. Hello.
Awesome, thank you again for being here with us.
Totally.
So just to start, I know we have some people who are joining us for the first time. If it is your first time, welcome. Thanks for being here with us on the Pinball Show. And there are some people who have been waiting for us to reveal more after the original announcement. So Mel, for all of us, what can you tell us about the new Pinball FX? How is it going to change things up, and what should we as fans be getting excited about?
Yeah, good question. Well, I'm certainly excited about Pinball FX. It's Zen's most ambitious project to date. It's our next-gen pinball platform. We're doing so much. There's going to be visual upgrades. We're rehauling the social system, tournaments, clan system, all the social aspects. We're introducing our own version of Battle Royale gameplay called Pinball Royale, something I'm very excited about. And of course, there's a ton of new tables coming from your favorite brands and entertainment franchises that we're going to be revealing and talking about along the way. So I'm so excited about this. And I'm here, I know, to answer questions today.
Awesome. Well, is that going to take long?
It might take a little while, but the game is coming this year, you guys. It's happening. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and the Epic Game Store this year.
Could you possibly give us an approximate time frame beyond, just this year?
I'd love to give you a more specific date, but the nature of game development is such that we run into all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. And if we put one out there and we had to push back, that'd be a big pain and a disappointment. So we'll reveal a specific date just as soon as we know. So just stay tuned for that.
Yeah, well, it sounds exciting. So we'll just have to keep an eye out for that date. Now, historically, Zen has created its own games using its own proprietary technology.
Yeah.
And in your first interview with us, you had mentioned that Zen would be using new technology for Pinball FX development.
That's right, yeah.
Well, can you tell us, what new tech Zen is using and maybe what motivated you guys to make this decision?
Yeah, and this is a really big question. So historically, Zen has created our pinball games in our own PX engine, and that's dating back to 2007. It takes a lot of bandwidth to do that and to keep the engine up to date. Multiple engineers, guys who could be working on new platform features, new content, all sorts of good stuff. And so when we looked at what we were trying to do and we just saw how much it cost us to just maintain an engine, what those guys could be used for, it was time to look for new tech. And so we decided to go with Unreal Engine for pinball development going forward. In fact, I think we have some Wild West Rampage screenshots for people to look at right now. This will show the table in the PX engine versus Unreal Engine. And you'll be able to see the lighting is much more dynamic. Shadows are awesome. Table rails, edges, playfield art is much more brilliant. So we're making this investment in the game because we think going forward, this will be a lot better for players. But Unreal Engine just gives us all this extra horsepower. Everything's going to look so amazing. Just can't wait to show you all the other tables, how they look in this, in the new engine.
Well, this is a huge improvement. This is a huge move.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Okay, so how does that tie in with physics? Almond Tapon wants to know what will happen to the physics simulation, which is something that is so special about Zen's pinball gameplay. Are the physics that we've come to know and love in the game going to be present in the new Pinball FX?
I think I've got a great answer for you and for all of you watching. Yes, obviously the physics are super important, and I'm happy today to confirm that Williams physics, or Pro physics as they're referred to, are actually coming to all of our tables in the collection. So in Pinball FX, you're gonna be playing with that simulation. And I think we even have some gameplay for you from Wild West Rampage right now. And you can see this in action. And if you're watching, you know right away that these are the Pro physics in action. You can see the trick shots being made, slingshots, all the different things, ball catches, cradle drops. Yeah, there it is. And it's a huge investment to do that. But look, we know that that's what y'all want. So we're doing that.
Wow, this is like really cool. Okay, so Pinball FX tables will support Williams physics simulation. Yeah. Okay, is that a lot of work? Do you just like magically push a button and everything magically happens?
Man, I wish we could just push a button. It's not that simple at all. It's a tremendous amount of work. In fact, we are rebuilding and remastering every single table from the ground up. The physics simulation has to be redone for every table. And you might know this because, like, starting with the Williams collection, when we started it, it's not even Williams 1 and 2. I think we started with 3. I don't remember. Even those tables don't have them. So we are redoing every single table and remastering all of them.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's important because I think it's probably the number one requested feature from everybody. So we have to do it.
Okay, so if the entire library is being, remade and ultimately re-released, then I think at Galaxy Me's question about backwards compatibility comes into view. Are the tables that you own from Pinball FX 3 going to carry forward for free into the new Pinball FX?
Unfortunately, they're not. And, we just can't magically flip a switch and bring tables that we've completely rebuilt and remastered in a new engine into a new platform. Whereas before, it was the same packages on the store. We could just push them forward into a new platform. It's just not what's happening this time around. So unfortunately not.
I think that's probably a little disappointing for some people to hear.
Understandably so. And look, I know you all have invested a lot of time and effort and energy in building an awesome pinball collection in Pinball FX. We're going to be announcing some things as we go forward that'll hopefully lessen the blow, such as lower pricing or bundle pricing for the older tables, which we're now referring to as legacy tables. And we are investing a tremendous amount of time and energy, effort, everything to remaster the games with the Williams physics, upgraded graphics, and all this stuff. So we hope you see everything that we're doing, not to mention all the awesome features in Pinball FX. So hope we can earn it from you over time. Stay with us, please. I know some of you have been with us since 2007. Just bear with us as we get through this. But Pinball FX 3 is going to remain on the store. So if you don't want to buy the remastered tables, you can still play them in Pinball FX 3, just like you have them now.
Okay, they will. Because I'm remembering back in the day when the move from Pinball FX 2 to 3 happened, that it was removed from the stores. So what you're saying is that Pinball FX 3 will continue to be available on stores when Pinball FX is out?
That's correct. Pinball FX 3 is going to remain on all the stores as they are now by default. And look, yeah, we know we mishandled that from Pinball FX 2 to Pinball FX 3. That's not going to be the case this time. The game is going to be available. And I hope that helps.
It does. I think Hobbyist A and Alman will be happy to hear that your current tables are still going to be playable. What about table licenses? I know, we lost some between Pinball FX 2 to Pinball FX 3. David wants to know if we are losing any licenses between Pinball FX 3 to Pinball FX.
So the vast majority of tables are coming with us from FX3 to FX. The only two that we're going to lose are Portal and The Walking Dead. Unfortunately, those are not coming to FX. However, they will remain available in Pinball FX3 as they are now. You can buy them and still play them. If we do lose them, we'll try to let you know as soon as possible and be upfront about it. Unfortunately, we are at the mercy of our licensors in the way that we can communicate those sort of details. But I think it's amazing that we are able to bring the vast majority of licenses with us.
So the overwhelming majority of Pinball FX 3 tables are coming to Pinball FX. Are they all going to be available on day one? It seems like quite a challenge to, release nearly 100 tables all at once.
Yeah, actually, that is a huge challenge. And so, no, we don't plan to put all of them out day one. What we're hoping to do is have about half the library available day one. And then maybe 8 weeks later, we can do the next set. Or just depending on how the remaster process goes, we might just release them in packs. But one thing's for certain, we'll probably do the entire collections at a time like Marvel or Star Wars. And that way we can do the bundle pricing. Okay. And don't forget, we're going to be launching new tables at launch too. So it's a lot of work.
Okay, so almost all the tables are going to be available on the new platform.
Yep.
And as we get closer to launch, we'll see how they roll out and how we'll be able to get them.
Yep. That's, we'll be telling you all about that.
Okay, well, seriously, thank you for being so upfront about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're doing here on the Pinball Show.
Yeah, I mean, it seriously seems like an amazing amount of work on the licensing side.
I consider it to be a licensing miracle. I mean, I'm not joking. Like this many licenses all in one game with us for so many years now. I mean, really, it's a testament to how awesome our team is.
Yeah. So let's talk about new tables. Pinstrat Stan wants to know if Pinball FX 3 will continue to get new table releases going forward, or will you only be able to play the new tables on the new Pinball FX?
Good question. Hey, Pinstrat Stan, thanks for being with us. It only makes sense for us to create new tables for Pinball FX going forward. We can't work in Unreal Engine and the PX engine simultaneously and support two different platforms. So going forward, new tables are only going to release in Pinball FX.
So we'll still have full access to everything that we already own on Pinball FX 3, but for new and remastered content moving forward, we'll need the new Pinball FX.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, well, let's see what other questions that we have out there. I know that we got a ton of questions regarding launch platforms, and as you said...
Yeah, we're going to launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and the Epic Game Store.
Awesome. Is there anything more you can say on that?
Yeah, the Epic deal is a 1-year time exclusive, so we're going to launch there first. Epic has been an amazing partner, helping us just build the game that we want to build and also helping us get licenses that we might not have otherwise been able to get.
And you guys have been working pretty closely with Epic on other Zen games too, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Obviously, we've got a lot of history there. Epic really aligns with developers. They help us make better games, which is better for all of you. So that's really, what's driving this. And of course, the move to Unreal Engine, that was a big factor into this as well.
So what can you tell us about virtual cabinet support? I know there's a huge and growing crowd of PC players who play on cabinets. Lucas wants to know if Pinball FX will continue to support cabinets.
Yeah, I personally love the DIY pinball crowd. Everyone building their own virtual pinball cabinets and sharing them online. I love to see the pictures. So Lucas, yes, I'm happy to confirm that cab support is going to be continued in Pinball FX. In fact, we have a really great roadmap of features, which we will be revealing as time goes on, so you get the full scope and the understanding of it. But this is something I'm personally very passionate about. In fact, I would love to see Akos and Lena maybe create their own virtual pinball cabinet and show the build here on the Pinball Show. I don't know, maybe we can make that happen. I think that'd be fun.
That'd be super fun. I would love to see that. What could possibly go wrong with that?
Gosh, yeah. Blowing stuff up in the basement, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, that's great for PC players. But what about cab mode for consoles?
Okay, yes. We hear the request for cab support on consoles, and we're looking into it. We're also trying to avoid feature creep with Pinball FX, because then we would never ship the game, and that would be a problem. So maybe post-launch, and we're looking for a solution. So if that happens, we'll let you know.
Alex is asking about VR support. Are there any plans for native VR support, or are you sticking with Pinball FX 2 VR?
Good question, Alex. Again, this comes down to technology. And Pinball FX 2 VR tables are built in the old engine, so we can't just take them and plug them into Pinball FX. So the answer is no, there's not going to be native VR support in Pinball FX when we launch. However, it's on our roadmap, and as you all know, we love pinball in VR. Star Wars Pinball VR is announced, it's coming in April, and we hear all your requests for Williams Pinball in VR, and that is something that we would love to do. So more news on VR soon.
Speaking of Williams tables, are there more coming?
Yes, everyone, we are still making Williams tables. We are working on the best ones. We are working on the ones that take a long time to get done. And I also just want to quickly say, I hear your request for Marvel Pinball on Nintendo Switch. We want to see Marvel on Switch, and we'll do everything that we can to make that happen.
Okay, well, Mel, we have covered a lot today.
Yes,
and I'm sure that people out there have a lot of thoughts and, probably even more questions now. And we'll have more to reveal as we get closer to launch.
Yeah, this is the first deep dive into Pinball FX with you, the community, and Rose, thank you for all the questions. When we thought of the Pinball Show months ago, this was kind of the moment that I had in mind of why I wanted to do the show, because I wanted to talk to all of you. I didn't want you to read this on an FAQ or on a website or a press release. I know we've been together for a long time, and I really appreciate all you and some of the changes that we're making, and they're big topics, and we just have to get through this. But I'm incredibly excited about the game and everything we've been working on. And I'm glad to finally show you, because it's been a long time coming. And I want to earn it. Zen is out on a mission. We have just a huge plan for pinball. We have a lot of exciting things coming that we haven't been able to tell you yet. Like, I really want to spill the beans. I really just want to gush it all out. But we have big licensors that we're working with, and we have to fall in line with timing and technology and business deals and all this stuff. It's an incredibly complex project. It seems like just a pinball game on the surface, but it's actually very complicated. So I just hope that we've been open and honest with you today, told you, some of the most important details. Let's digest it together. I know if you're angry, you guys might be a little angry about things. Please, we have a very supportive, very positive community. Let's try and keep it that way. If you want to vent to me. That's totally cool. I think we're going to be on Reddit after this. And I'm happy to answer your questions. You have a lot of great people at Zen working on this game very hard and under very difficult circumstances. So we really want to bring you something fun and exciting. And that's what we're after. I'm incredibly excited. I hope you'll stay with us, and more information coming soon. Okay. So thank you.
Yeah, well, this all sounds very exciting. I know I'm excited about all of this, but you know what else I'm excited for?
What's that?
It's time for Let's Ask Akosh.
I love that guy.
Me too. Yo, Akosh, what's going on with the community?
Let's ask Akosh.
Hi everyone. Phew, that was a lot of information Mel just conveyed, right? I know it's a lot to take in, but after the show, just come to the Pinball FX Reddit and we can talk about it. But onto my job here, which is introducing the shiniest stars in the Pinball FX community and helping you get the most out of the culture surrounding the game. Pro Player of the Month is PinballWiz45B, who is one of the greatest players who ever played the game. He shares his knowledge on his YouTube and Twitch channel as he plays Pinball FX and many other pinball games too. We just posted his Epic Quest run on the Pinball FX Twitter, so check it out. Are you guys familiar with digitalpinballfans.com? It is a forum and community for people who got the fever, and the only prescription is more silver ball. It's fandom of speculation and discussion about Pinball FX, Zakaria, Pinball Arcade, and anything digital. Check it out, the mods are a wonderful bunch. Okay, so I left a funny one for the end. There was a mysterious Reddit post talking about a table leak. Supposedly a Zen janitor told you about the new Pro Japan wrestling table. I know, Okada Kazuchika would make a great star for a wrestling table. I'm sad to say that the rumors are untrue, but we did fire the janitor, so that's on you. That was all my time. Back to you, Bobby and Rose.
Gosh, I love that guy. Thanks for the update, Akosh.
And now I am super excited to introduce the president of Pinball himself and the very first special guest on the Pinball Show, Dead Flip.
Woo!
Hey there, Internet, what's going on? Jack Danger here from Dead Flip. Big shout out to Zen Studios for letting me dork around here on the Pinball Show. I got a little senior thesis here for you. It's a little skit I put together called A Tale of Two Fish Tales. Why digital is better than physical. Here we go.
And now to hear from the Flipper fam. What's the Flipper fam? Anyone? What? Check it out.
What's up, Flipper fam? Last month we kicked this segment off with the Caption This contest with this screenshot from Dr. Dude.
And this month's best caption goes to Indie Gamer Chick. Let's have a read. The guy asked me how far up I'd have to stick my finger, and I was like, about this far up. Back to you, Rose.
This month's winners will receive a pair of a Zen slippers.
And a cool pinball t-shirt.
Congratulations to the winners.
Also, if your name is right here,
Or here,
or here,
or even here.
you are a winner. So go ahead and send your shipping info to Zen's DMs on Twitter, and Akos and Lena will get back to you ASAP.
To kick off this month's Flipper Fam, we want to see the most precious pinball items that you have.
Yeah, do you have an original Safe Cracker token, or a flyer for Bally's Trail Drive, or even a loose Gottlieb flipper on your shelf? We want to see the most precious pinball stuff that you guys have.
To enter, just tweet a picture of your most precious pinball items to Pinball FX and make sure to include the hashtag FlipperFam. And once again, you will be entered to win Zen swag and game codes.
Today was definitely eventful.
It really was. And a huge thank you again to Mel and to Deadflip for joining the show.
Yeah.
Now, Bobby,
Yep.
tell them what we've got for the next episode.
Well, we know that everybody's been asking about Zen Originals, and I heard that they're going to unveil a brand new Zen Original table. How about that?
I love it. Let's do it. In fact, I've actually been hearing that we might have 3 Zen Originals in production right now.
Really?
I know. I've been wondering what they could be.
If you have any guesses on the theme, go ahead and drop us a comment, and you will get a huge shout out if you guessed it correctly. Until then, everyone,
Catch you on the flip side.
The Pinball Show.